Let's take a look at creating this pattern on a cylinder. It consists of interlocking hexagonal panels. If we follow this spiral chain, the stripes are oriented in a horizontal direction. If we look at the spiral chain beside it, the stripes are oriented in a vertical direction. While formulating the workflow for this design, I set myself two rules. Any extrudes required to produce the stripes should be confined within each individual hexagon. This means that cuts should not be performed across multiple hexagons. This is just to make sure that the stripes look consistent across all panels. The second rule was to keep all sketches as simple as possible. In my first attempt, I tried using the emboss command. However, I was not able to come up with a satisfactory workflow while keeping to the two rules. I will leave you to try out the emboss method on your own. For this video, I have decided to use a sheet metal trick that I first saw in this video by Etienne K. When it comes to sheet metal, the methodology is usually to create the final bent or formed shape at the beginning. From there, we can unfold it and perform further operations. Start a sketch on the top plane. Create a center point arc. Snap the center to the origin. And draw a semicircle. Set a horizontal constraint on the radius. For the sheet metal to unfold successfully, we need a straight segment. We can simply snap a straight line to the end of the arc here. Activate the Sheet Metal tab. Go to Create, Flange. With the Chain Selection option checked, select the sketch. The sheet metal's thickness does not matter here, as we will be removing it at the end. So we can make do with the default sheet metal rule. Set direction to symmetric. Adjust the extrude distance. We want the sheet metal to be on the inside of the sketch line, so set orientation to side 2. Go to Modify, Unfold. Select this face as a stationary face. Check on Unfold all bends. Begin a sketch on this face. Draw a diagonal line starting from the corner of the unfolded face and ending at the opposite corner. Change this line to construction. Begin a circumscribed polygon. Snap the center of this polygon to the midpoint of the diagonal. Set a vertical constraint on this edge. We are going to create horizontal stripes on this hexagonal panel later. We want to create an identical hexagon on this side. This will have vertical stripes. Begin the rectangular pattern command. Double-click to select all 6 edges. Set distribution type to spacing. Adjust the quantity and spacing. Draw a line from the center of the first hexagon to the midpoint of this segment. Set this to construction. This will serve as a patterning direction later. Extrude both these profiles to 2 mm. We do not want them to merge with the main body, so set operation to new body. Create a sketch on this face. Draw a horizontal line between the midpoint of this edge and the opposite edge. Begin the extrude command and select the thin extrude option. We want to cut into the hexagonal panel. Set wall thickness to 1. For wall location, set to center so that the cut is symmetric about the sketched line. Adjust the extrude depth to 1 mm. I'm choosing to cut only halfway through the thickness of the hexagonal panel here, so that we don't have to deal with too many bodies. Begin the rectangular pattern command. For object type, set to features, and select the thin extruded cut. For axis, click on the select box and select a vertical edge. Set distribution type to spacing and set direction to symmetric. Adjust the quantity and spacing. We need to do the same on this panel, but in the vertical direction. Begin the rectangular pattern command again. Set object type to bodies. Select the two hexagonal panels. Bring back the previous sketch, where we created the two hexagons. For axis, click on the select box and select this construction line. Set distribution type to spacing. Set direction to symmetric. Adjust the quantity and spacing. Activate the Solid tab. Go to Modify, Combine. Select the sheet metal base as the target body. For two bodies, select all the hexagonal panels. Set operation to join. Activate the Sheet Metal tab. We are now ready to refold. Once you click on that, the sheet metal goes back to its original formed shape at the beginning. As it does so, it brings along all the hexagonal panels, since they are part of the same body. Let's remove this straight segment. We can simply select this face as a profile and perform an extruded cut. From here, we need to do a circular pattern. We can choose to remove the sheet metal base, but we will be left with multiple bodies. We can actually pattern this body as it is. Set object type to bodies and select the body. Set the y-axis as the axis. Adjust the quantity. After patterning, combine all bodies into one. Let's cut out the sheet metal wall with a simple circular extrude. We only want to see stripes on the outside, so let's create a sketch on the top plane. Create a circle and snap to the base of any stripe. Draw another circle to represent the inner wall. Extrude this symmetrically to more than required. Set operation to join. From here, you can trim off the top and bottom to get a final look.